Don't ask her. She barely passed school. She'll embarrass us again. My father laughed, loud enough for the whole table to hear. My mother nodded. She should just stay quiet tonight. I looked up and said, Actually, I came to collect something you owe me. My name is Brianna Collins. I am 34 years old. I grew up in a house that looked perfect from the outside. Big rooms, clean lawns, expensive dinners, smiling photos on the walls. But inside, it was cold. My parents always praised my older brother and sister. They were the ones everyone admired. They were the ones my parents called the future of the family. I was the one they called slow. I struggled in school. Numbers didn't stay in my head. Long lessons made me tired. But I loved solving problems. I loved computers. When I was young, I would take apart old phones and try to fix them. No one cared. They told me it was a waste of time. At family events, I sat quietly while relatives asked about my grades. My mother would answer before I could speak. She tries, but she's not like the others. Everyone would smile in that polite way that felt like a slap. After high school, I took small jobs, tech support, night shifts, fixing broken systems for companies that never remembered my name. I worked while my siblings got promotions and praise. I paid my own bills. I learned to survive alone. What hurt the most was not the money. It was the silence. No one ever asked how I was. No one ever said they were proud. But I had a dream. I wanted to build something real, something that would help people and prove that I wasn't useless. I worked late every night. I studied things no one taught me. I failed many times. The loneliness was heavy. Being called the dumb one sticks to your skin. It becomes your voice. I wasn't rich or glamorous, but I had something they didn't expect. If you've ever felt underestimated because of where you started, you understand this pain. If someone made you feel like you were not enough, subscribe and stay with me. Tell me in the comments when people doubted you, and click like or hype so we can build a community that lifts each other up. The worst day came when my parents hosted a huge celebration for my brother. He had just become a senior manager at the family company. The house was full of music and laughter. I arrived early because my mother told me to help set up. "Put the chairs in the garden," she said, "and don't talk too much today." I nodded. I always nodded. I carried trays, I arranged plates, I watched guests arrive in expensive suits and dresses. No one greeted me. Some thought I was staff. Dinner began. My father raised his glass. "To my son," he said proudly, "the future of our business." Everyone clapped. My brother smiled and looked at me. Some of us work hard, some of us answer phones. Laughter filled the room. I felt my face burn. I stayed quiet. Later, my aunt asked, "Brianna, what are you doing now?" Before I could answer, my father said, "She's still figuring life out." My mother added, "We're just happy she can support herself." The sound of forks and plates was louder than my own heartbeat. When the guests finished eating, my mother handed me a plate of leftovers. "You can eat now," she said. I wanted to disappear. I went to the hallway to leave. That's when I heard their voices from the study. "We need to protect the business," my father said. "She'll never manage anything," my mother replied. My brother spoke next. "Let's make her sign the papers, just in case." My chest tightened. I leaned closer. "Cut her out completely," my father said. My hands shook. When I walked back into the dining room, they were waiting. My father held a folder. "Sign this," he said. "It's for the family's safety." I looked at the papers. They wanted me to give up all rights to the company. "To avoid future problems," he added. I looked up. Everyone was watching. And something inside me changed. I stared at the documents while the room stayed quiet. My father pushed the pen toward me. "Don't make this difficult," he said. His voice was calm, but his eyes were cold. I want to read it first, I said. My brother laughed. You won't understand it anyway. I said I want to read it. My sister leaned forward. You should be grateful we even let you be part of this family. The words hit harder than I expected. I closed the folder. I'll take it home. My father's face darkened. No, sign it now. I won't. The room exploded with voices. You owe us everything, my mother said. We raised you. We paid for your food, your school, your life. My brother added, if you don't sign, don't come back. I looked at him. I already don't belong here. That night, I left with the papers in my bag and silence in my chest. The next weeks were worse. My parents called every day. At first, they tried to sound kind. We just want what's best for everyone. Then the pressure grew. You're being selfish. Soon, the threats began. We will take legal action. My brother sent messages. Don't ever talk to me again if you don't sign. My sister spread rumors. Relatives stopped calling. Some said I was greedy. Others said I was unstable. I felt alone again. But this time, something was different. I started recording every call. I saved every message. I kept every email. At night, I went to therapy. I spoke about years of fear and control. I cried. I learned. I healed slowly. One evening, my therapist asked, "What do you want, Brianna?" The question stayed in my mind. What did I want? Not their approval, not their money. I wanted respect. I remembered every moment they made me feel small, every dinner, every laugh, and I decided I would not stay silent anymore. What they didn't know was that I had been building something for years. While they mocked me, I worked. Late nights, early mornings, weekends alone. They thought I was wasting time online. They had no idea who I was talking to. I had created a small platform at first, a place where people could find simple tech help. It grew, slowly, quietly. I used a fake name. I stayed invisible. Investors reached out. I turned most of them down. I wanted control. Emails came from big companies, meetings happened in quiet offices, contracts were signed. Every time my parents laughed at me, I remembered why I started. Every time they ignored me, I worked harder. My weakness became my strength, and the turning point was coming. Years earlier, someone had seen my potential. Her name was Elaine Turner. She was a senior executive in a technology firm. I met her during a support call. You solved in 10 minutes what my whole team couldn't, she told me. She became my mentor. You're not slow, she said once. You just learn differently. She guided me. She taught me business. She pushed me to think bigger. When my platform grew, she helped me build it stronger. You don't need their approval, she reminded me. Meanwhile, my family became more confident. They believed I would give up. They finalized their plans. I heard from a cousin that they were preparing to remove my name completely. Then they announced a public celebration, a huge event for their new company expansion. Elaine looked at me and smiled. This is your moment. I nodded. It was time. The night of the event arrived. The ballroom was filled with music and voices. The sound of glasses clinking echoed across the room. I could smell expensive perfume and fresh flowers. People moved around in elegant clothes. I walked in quietly. Some guests stared. Some whispered. My parents stood on the stage with my siblings. My father began his speech. Our family business is stronger than ever, he said proudly. He talked about growth, about leadership, about the future. He never mentioned me. Then he laughed. Some people are not meant to lead. They should know their place. The audience chuckled. I walked forward. "Excuse me," I said. The room turned silent. "I would like the microphone." My father frowned. "This is not the time." "Yes, it is." He hesitated. Then he handed it to me. My voice was calm. "Good evening. I'm Brianna Collins." Some people looked confused. "I want to thank my family," I continued. "They taught me many lessons, mostly what not to become." My brother stepped forward. "Stop this!" I ignored him. "You all know this company recently partnered with a major technology platform." Murmurs filled the room. "I am the anonymous founder of that platform." The silence was heavy. My father's face turned pale. "That partnership," I said, "was approved by me." Gasps spread across the audience. Elaine walked onto the stage. "I can confirm this," she said. I handed documents to the investors. "These show my majority control in the joint venture." My mother grabbed my arm. "Brianna, let's talk privately." "No," my brother whispered. "We didn't know." That was the point. I reached into my bag and held up the check. $47 million. My earnings. Their eyes filled with panic. My father tried to smile. "We are proud of you." "No, you are afraid." My sister began to cry. "We can fix this," my mother said. I looked at them. "You tried to erase me." My voice was steady. "You asked me to sign away my future. Tonight, I decline to help you." The investors whispered. The power shifted. I placed the microphone down and walked off the stage. After that night, everything changed. My family lost trust and influence. Some partners left them. Others demanded new terms. Relatives began calling me. Some apologized. Some stayed silent. I moved to a new city. I built a life surrounded by people who respected me. I created a team that felt like family. I learned that healing takes time. And one day, I finally looked in the mirror and smiled. The girl they called dumb was never broken. I was just waiting for the right moment to speak. If you have ever been underestimated or emotionally hurt by your own family, I want to hear your story. Subscribe and share how you proved people wrong. Your voice matters here. Click Hype to help the story reach others who need it. Your story has power. If you felt a connection to mine, please subscribe and share your journey in the comments. Every hype you give this video helps empower someone else. Thank you for being here and for listening.